I wanted you for life, you and me in the wind. I never thought there'd come a time that our story would end. It's hard to understand, but I guess I'll have to try. It's not easy to say goodbye.
All right, guys, I just got off the phone with TN Sharpshooter a little while ago, and we were talking about metal detecting forums of all things, and we're going to have a discussion about TNet and experience on metal detecting forums again. But we're going to talk about some requests that I have for TNet and some of the things that have happened to me over there in the last few weeks and about my experiences with it. And I've remained a member of that forum for many, many years, paid member, contributing member, but I haven't posted much lately in the last few years, and I'm going to talk about why. And then let's talk about a couple of the other forums of my experiences with that. Friendly, not a friendly forum, in my opinion. And all these are my opinions, and maybe your opinion varies about forums. But that place, and this is what you notice across all forums. It's a little bit different than, like, say, my Facebook and my YouTube, where you've got like-minded people coming in and having intellectual curiosity about wanting to learn about modern detectors, how they compare to old detectors, and actually like to see theory put into practice and the machines tested, and actually like to see video evidence and proof, not just somebody typing on a forum or a page and saying, you can trust me, but you can't believe what Calabash is showing, even though he's showing you the settings, telling you what beach he's located, Morehead City, all the way down to Ocean Isle that I've been testing the pulse inductions lately, and showing the settings on each machine in real time, testing over the same chart. You can't believe any of that. You need to believe what I'm typing because I'm way more trustworthy than him. And you know, when I sit and I analyze this and I think about what is wrong with these people, why are they like this? And you know, one common denominator, you'll see like a little bully clique group on each forum. And normally the moderators of the forums are the ringleaders. And automatically that starts becoming a problem. Friendly, Findmal, Detector Prospector, run into problems with that, with people moderating it and, you know, basically getting engaged in stuff that Steve, I got into it with him, and the reason that I left Detector Prospector was this reason. So Steve over at Detector Prospector, me and him kind of got into it, and why I left was this. It's very simple. I had the DS2, I was testing it on the beach, and I was saying, hey, it's smoking the Equinox 800, and something's going on here, and this is the baddest detector made at this time. And he come in and said, it's not really a special detector. It may be a good relic hunter, blah, 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 blah. He didn't even have the machine, and I left. And that's kind of the same thing that, fast forward to 2026, that I just experienced over on TreasureNet. I've been out testing pulse induction metal detectors, the Fisher AQ Impulse and the White's TDI Beach Hunter, against the Manicore and the DS2, the modern kings of simultaneous multi-frequency detector. I tested from Morehead City all the way to Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina, on a mild to moderate beach, 4-gram gold ring, nickels, and different test subjects on the beach, showing very clear video evidence of the settings, the results, repeated results on different days, etc., etc. And the data shows that on a mild to moderate beach, a MindLab Manicore, a DS2, an Equinox 900, a Nocta Legend 2 are inches deeper than a White's TDI pulse induction machine and a Fisher AQ Impulse. Now, we know that that's a shock to the system with the Fisher AQ Impulse people, because they have been told by Clive, Joe Beechnut, etc., that this machine is extraordinarily deep. And I'm going to link a ridiculous video down in the comment section below. And Clive, here's your plug. Clive has basically chased me around talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. I can't be making these pronouncements. Look at my video evidence and data compared to Clive's. It's like a Ford Pinto to a Maserati, if I may say. With that being said, I went over to TNet and I thought, well, let's try posting here and see what people, because the common thought was pulse induction is deeper than modern simultaneous multi-frequency detectors, just deeper. That's the common thought. Or that was my common thought, what had been projected to me over the years. And then I posted that over there 5 minutes later. Treasure Hunter, the moderator of the forum, remember the click that I'm talking about, the old guard, comes in and says, no, pulse is deeper. And I'm like, well, dude, I've got hours of video with clear, precise demonstrations and settings being shown of detectors in stable, usable, huntable settings that the simultaneous multi-frequency detectors are inches deeper than the pulse induction machines on mild to moderate beaches. We're not talking about mineralized, but we need to see some video evidence on that. A lady commented on my channel today that she's in Australia. Her husband uses a White's TDI pulse induction on the beach. She uses a Deus 2, and she said the White's is a little bit ahead. The Deus 2 is very close on the Australian beach to the White's TDI pulse induction machine Pro. Okay. That's probably mineralized beaches, and she said it's close. Okay, well, I'm showing you on you can go look at my comments on my channel on the comparison, and you'll see that comment. I'll pin it up top. With that being said, so that's the results from Australia. But we're talking about mild to moderate beaches with video evidence. Well, here comes the motley crew, the click on TNet, and starts to analyze it. And there's a guy named Carl from NC over there, and he's always, you got to watch him. He's always the after guy. I think he had some stuff with engineered metal detectors back in the day or something. But he's always the ad hoc guy. A company comes out with something, doing something different. He comes in and tells you how it's doing it after he sees it. Yeah, I've been watching you too, dude, for years. I gotcha. And then you got the Clive Connect dude who's been chasing me around about the impulse. And I'm going to say this, that link below, I want you to look at his rebuttal video. You know why he can't go to an East Coast beach on mild to moderate sands and show me up? Because what I showed is factual. You can replicate it repeatedly. And you can't disprove it because it's true performance difference. Give it up, dude. You and BeachNut are caught. You guys have made some ludicrous claims about that detector and overhyped it, and you got caught. I'm not saying you can't go out and find 100 gold rings, 600 gold rings with the AQ impulse. But I am saying that the data that BeachNut showed and what Clive has said about that machine is not true on a saltwater beach in mild to moderate sands. And that is the point to take here. Mild to moderate North Carolina beaches, what they said is not true. Clive did the air test and says, well, on his little video in the link below, that the metal detector is deeper on the wet salt beach than it is in air. Yeah, right. Right? Anybody could say anything. Remember the typing? Remember the typing versus video evidence? Well, with that being said, you go and you look and these condescending Texas time digs. He comes out, oh, my CTX is deeper. Okay, let me push back. How do you know that? Oh, I've been beach hunting for years out in the water. I just know that I know that I know that I know. You didn't do any tests to prove that? No. Well, you're saying real world experience. I never said real world experience doesn't matter. But when testing these detectors and trying to figure out the performance, real world experience comes in on how to set them up, get them to stable. You know what you want to see. You know how you hunt a particular detector and trying to get it set up, across brands and different things like this in a usable, huntable, stable way on the beach. Yeah, it all plays in part, but that's not the end-all authority on how a detector performs. Actually taking detector A, B, C, and D, and put them in that environment in those stable, usable, maximum performance settings that you know because you've used and tested those machines is what counts. And then showing the results. Just like driving a race car around a track, talking about the cars faster don't mean jack. At race day, what happens is what matters. So they come in with this, and then, I automatically have to go on the defensive. Well, I'm done going on the defensive on metal detecting forums. I'm done with the naysayers. I'm done with the old guard. The moderators being part of the nut jobs. On TNet, the moderator over there worked at Calico, I think he said 2019, and basically he's saying what I'm showing in 2026 is bullcrap because he's an authority figure from Calico in 2019, and he tested in the test beds at Calico. We're not talking about hot dirt. We're not talking about test beds. We're talking about saltwater beaches with mild to moderate sands. And we're talking about 2026 simultaneous multi-frequency detectors. Basically, what has happened is these people have sat around and they've become irrelevant in the fact that they're not irrelevant as people. That's not what I'm saying. But their information is irrelevant in 2026 as it pertains to what kind of performance we have on detectors. And I think that they take offense to me because of that. I think that it takes offense because you're challenging the old guard, the masters of the forums, with new stuff, and you're coming out and you're breaking out as an information leader on social media, and you're just bypassed them. They got left in the dust because they got stuck in the mud, and we're all going to get older. I get that. And I hope that when I'm 80, if I live that long, that I'm not on the forum naysaying and trying to degrade everything some young buck or younger buck does pertaining to metal detectors, saying, well, I had a Manicola in 2026, boy. I know it's 30, 35, but it ain't no difference. I tested it on the beach from Morehead City. There ain't no difference, blah, 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 blah. No, I hope that I'm like, go, young buck. That right there, that's good information. And you know what? Even though I'm 80, I'm still learning, and tech evolves. Look around. Tech evolves. Metal detectors evolve. And that whole thing about, metal detectors have reached their pinnacle. Yeah, right. Okay. Go compare the Excalibur to the Manicola or the Deus 2. Inches difference on a gold ring. But that's my whole spiel about metal detecting forums. And TreasureNet, please delete all of my posts and delete my account. You'll be getting no more of my member money, and you'll be getting no more of my knowledge, expertise, time of me spending over there trying to post videos with the old guard trying to just beat you down. Not going to happen ever again. So that is the last of my metal detecting forum experience. I'm now officially going to be not a member of any metal detecting forum in TreasureNet and Findmal and Friendly, just like Steve's forum. Rest in peace. That's all I know to tell you. Thanks for watching.